Hi everyone, this is section 1.9. In these notes, you guys are going to be looking at converting units. There's more than one way to convert units, but the most common method involves multiplying or dividing using a conversion fact. This method can be challenging if there are several conversions to be made or if the context makes it difficult to know which operation to use. We will focus on understanding when we should multiply or divide to convert. We are going to skip example 1, and I'm going to go straight into how you will actually convert units. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to find the relationship between the units. Sometimes this can involve one or more conversion facts. Step 2 is to understand the relationship. Use a picture if needed. I like to use arrows. Then you will determine if you multiply or divide. Check your answer, and then you can also check to ensure that the answer is reasonable. So here's an example of converting 120 pounds to kilograms. It says to begin by finding a conversion fact. So we want a conversion fact that includes kilograms and pounds. So when we even look at our table, it shows kilograms is right here, and it's about 2.2 pounds. So for every kilogram, there are 2.2 pounds. Or for every 2.2 pounds, there is 1 kilogram. You'll determine how many 2.2s are in 120, which indicates division. So we're going to have 120 divided by 2.2. So we get 54.5 kilograms. It also makes sense because kilograms are a larger unit of weight, so it makes sense that we need fewer of them. I am going to have you guys cross off these two facts because when you convert with days of the year, you're not going to use weeks and days of the week. So you will instead think of 1 year as 365 days. And you can also add that 1 day equals 24 hours. So just replace those two facts. On the next page, we're going to start some of our examples, and you will be using some of these facts along the way. So example 2 says, if you are 5 feet 6 inches, so the 1 apostrophe is feet and the 2 apostrophes is inches, 5 feet 6 inches tall, are you 5.6 feet tall? And a follow-up question of how many inches, how tall are you in inches? Okay, so 5 feet plus 6 inches. And I'm just going to separate it into two parts. This is the same as 5.5 feet, which we can also, because remember that there are 12 inches in every foot. So our fact here that we're going to be using is that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So we can even think of this as 5.5 feet. So automatically, we know that these are not exactly the same. All right, so we're going to convert it so that everything is in inches. So 5 feet, if we convert to inches, if we're starting in feet and we're going to inches, we want to think, how do we go from 1 foot to 12 inches? So your magic number is going to be whatever number is not 1. So the magic number here is 12. So we are either going to multiply or divide by 12. We are starting with the smaller amount 1 and going to 12. So that shows that we are multiplying by 12. If we went from inches to feet, to go from 12 to the number 1, we would be dividing by 12. So we're going to be using times 12. So I'm going to multiply by 12 to change it to inches. So this would be 60 inches, plus we still have our previous 6 inches. So we get a total of 66 inches. If we think of 5.6 feet and we convert that to inches, we are going to have 67.2 inches. These are not the same. Looking at example 3, you are going to a movie that is 189 minutes long. Your friend is seeing a movie that starts at the same time, but is 2 hours, 10 minutes long. Who will finish first and by how many minutes? Okay, so I'm going to again separate this into 2 parts. We've got your movie. It's 189 minutes. Your friend's movie is 2 hours plus 10 minutes. So we want to convert this so everything is in the same unit. So the only thing that's not in the same unit is going to be the 2 hours here. So I'm going to look for a fact that uses minutes and hours. And I'm going to find that right here. 1 hour equals 60 minutes. So my magic number that I'm going to use to either multiply or divide is going to be 60. I'm starting with hours and I'm going to minutes. So I'm going from 1 to 60. So I'm getting larger. So it's going to be times 60. So we have 120 minutes plus the 10 minutes. So that will give us 130 minutes. So when we look at who will finish first, well, their movie isn't going to last as long, so they're going to be able to get done first. So if we subtract, we get 59 minutes. So they will finish first by 59 minutes. Example 4 says to convert 300 meters to kilometers. So we're going to look for meters and kilometers. So I find it right here. 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. So I'm just going to write that fact. Okay, I am starting in meters and changing to kilometers. So I'm starting here and going there. I'm going from 1,000 to 1. So that means the number is getting smaller, so I'm going to divide by 1,000. So we're going to take 300 divided by 1,000, and we end up with 0.3, and it is now in kilometers. Example 5, convert 12.5 miles to inches. 12.5 miles to inches. So we want to look for a fact that has miles and inches. Unfortunately, this one is going to be slightly trickier because we do not have a fact that has miles and inches. What we do have is miles to feet, and then we also have feet to inches. So you're going to end up using that to help you. So we know that we have miles to feet, and we're going to connect that with the fact that we have feet to inches. So we're going to use both of those. So we have 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. And we also have the fact that 1 foot equals 12 inches. So as we start with 12.5 miles, if I'm going from miles to feet, my magic number is 5,280. I'm going from the number 1 to the number 5,280. So I'm getting larger. So I'm going to multiply if I'm going from miles to feet. So I'm going to multiply that by 5,280. So now I would have what I have. Now I have 66,000 feet. But now I need to get it into inches. So to go from feet to inches, I'm going from 1 to 12. So I'm going to multiply. So 1 times 12. So we're going to take that times 12, and we get 792,000 inches. Example 6 says, convert 30 days to seconds by first converting days to hours, then hours to minutes, and then minutes to seconds. So this is going to be kind of a longer one. We have days to hours, hours to minutes, and then minutes to seconds. So I'm going to have us write all of those facts. So days and hours, we know that 1 day is equal to 24 hours. Okay, next we have hours and minutes. We know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. And then we have minutes to seconds. 1 minute equals 60 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to take the 30 days and multiply it by 24 to get the number of hours. I get 720 hours. Next, I'm going to multiply that because I'm going from hours to minutes. So that's going to be times 60. So I get 43,200 minutes. And finally, I want to change it so that it's in seconds. So that minutes to seconds will also get multiplied by 60. So we get 2,592,000 seconds. For part B, convert 30 days directly to seconds using the fact that each day contains 86,400 seconds. So this is kind of a shortcut, and it's going to be like, oh my gosh, why didn't they just have us do this in the first place? So we know that 1 day equals 86,400 seconds. So if we go from days to seconds, we would just multiply by that. So we can just then, to get our final answer right off the bat, we can just take 30 times 86,400, and we get the same answer, 2,592,000 seconds. Okay, we are going to fully skip examples 7 and 8 on the last page. I am not giving any of those on the homework or the quiz, so you do not have to worry about it. This wraps up your section 9 notes. Make sure that you guys are prepared for the upcoming exam. If you have any questions, let me know.